Well, some good news for those fighting the coastal hazards report. Time appears to be on their side, with submissions regarding this hazards report being extended by about 6 weeks. But the Christchurch Coastal Residents United group still wants more time. Here's Jared McCulloch.
More time for concerned residents.
We thank the council for the effort they've put into getting that done, and it's but part one of the battle that we've commenced and will continue to fight.
The Christchurch City Council has extended the submission date for affected property owners who are listed as being threatened by coastal hazards in the future. The controversial report has been through leaps and bounds, with the public wanting more time to access their property values if the sea level was to rise in the next 50 to 100 years, and put their submission forth to council. Christchurch Mayor Leanne Dalzell sent an email to Earthquake Recovery Minister Jerry Brownlee and Environment Minister Nick Smith, asking for a request to extend the submission period for the remaining part of the Natural Hazards Report, saying the Coastal Hazards Report has alarmed residents to get in their submissions in the short time frame, originally planned for tomorrow.
It allows us to get out to more people and make them aware of this process, but it doesn't change the fact that our substantive hearings have to be in for the February hearings.
But although the 6 weeks will allow for residents all over the city to put their thoughts forward, the main push is to get the whole report to halt completely.
We're still pushing to have this whole process thrown out of the earthquake legislation and started again. This is quite a major issue that needs to be dealt with between council and government, and there probably wasn't time to have it put out or thrown out by Friday, so I guess this is a bit of a pause in the process to allow us to continue our discussions on that matter.
He says the extension of the submission period shows the concern around the third stage of the report, where 18,000 properties could be affected by sea levels rising.
Clearly they weren't aware of how big an issue this would be, and that surprises me when you're taking property rights away from 40,000 people. I mean, we've been to war for less, and I think council have now starting to see the backlash. There's a lot of people come out of the woodwork, including Sir Tiffany O'Regan, telling council what a terrible process this is.
They should move it to central government. They should get a national plan worked out, or strategy worked out, which is rational. They should apply a far more rigorous body of science rather than this politicised science, which is also almost the opposite of science, to it, and then apply the implications of that.
The group is now focusing on getting more awareness out to residents.
Well, we'll obviously look at possibly more meetings, more public meetings to make more people aware, to get more people to make submissions, but we'll be using that time, as we are to this minute, to continue to consult with the PM and the government and the council to actually get what we want.
The Mayor wasn't available for further comment today, but for now affected residents will have until October 16th to make their voices heard. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.